Привет! Итак, мы переходим к 4-й части, которую я назвал «Гибель Роберта Баратеона» и начало эпохи Ланнистеров. Итак, мы здесь подберемся к событиям сериала, то есть к первой серии. В это время Алистер Сарвик прибывает в Королевскую гавань. Он намерен встретиться с королевой Серсеей, и чтобы расторгнуть брак его брата-бастарда Валаара и его сестры Лилианны. Вот перед нами находится Валаар. Это бастард, брат Алистера Сарвика, который выполняет очередное грязное задание королевы Серсеи. Он сейчас ищет брата Алистера Сарвика, Кевина. Это еще один лорд ключей. Алистер Сарвик еще также намерен найти своего брата Гевина, который пропал, бежал из ключей.
Many pardons, my lord, but are you not Sir Alistair Sarwick? I heard tell that you had returned to the Seven Kingdoms.
Indeed. You appear to know much about me. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
I realize that my impromptu intervention might have startled you, my lord, but pray, do not take umbrage. The return of a war hero could not help but attract my attention, particularly when his return proves to be so ostentatious.
I won no honors in the war, just scars. But you have yet to introduce yourself.
Your modesty does you honor, my lord. You forged quite a name for yourself fighting for King Robert in his rebellion. Excuse my rudeness. I've not yet told you my name. I am Lord Varys, and I hope you will count me as a friend. We never crossed paths 15 years ago, but perhaps you've heard of me?
Lord Varys. Oh yes, I know you. You were Master of Whisperers to old King Aerys Targaryen. I did not recognize you, disguised as you are. I remember a more elegant man of the court.
Well, I am delighted to hear that. Let us simply say that I sometimes prefer to go unnoticed.
You haven't changed. Already in the time of Aerys, it was said that you had eyes in every court in Westeros, and that you knew everything about everyone. We rebels called you the Spider. Some of our lords were wary of you. You made some enemies along the way.
Alas, the people of the Seven Kingdoms have little affection for humans. All of those noble knights and grand lords are loath to risk their reputations with informers and spies. But in the Game of Thrones, information is power. Those who most despise us are often the first to benefit from our whispers.
You, who were loyal to House Targaryen, I had thought that you would have fallen with King Aerys.
My loyalty is to the crown, Sir Alistair, not to he who wears it. The moment that Robert Baratheon sat upon the Iron Throne, my duty was to assist him.
And he agreed to it. I hadn't thought that King Robert was a great friend to eunuchs and spiders.
Oh, he is not, my lord, as the gods are my witness. But it is in his nature to pardon defeated enemies who pay him homage, and that is to his great credit. Thus I kept my role as Master of Whispers, as well as my seat on the King's Council.
You must be a very busy man then, Lord Varys. I imagine that it is not coincidence that brings you to speak with me.
You are correct, my lord. I wanted to discuss the Baratheon rebellion.
The war is an unpleasant memory, best left in the past, Lord Varys. I have changed since then, and I have become a Red Priest. I do not think it wise to awaken old ghosts.
Why such bitterness, my friend? You fought valiantly, and more importantly, you were on the winning side. You could have brought renown, fortune, and glory to your house, if you had so wished. And yet, when the time came to reap the benefits of your efforts, You turned away and left Westeros. I admit that I do not understand why.
The rebellion was not nearly as noble as it is portrayed in tales and songs. You yourself know that. It is one thing to face an armed enemy. It is quite another to attack those who are already vanquished. Let us say that the last orders that I received left a bad taste in my mouth. I preferred to go. I did not want glory won in that manner.
It was a courageous decision, sir. It is often easy to forget that it is our choice whether or not to obey. Perhaps it would interest you to learn that your old squire, Valar, did not spurn the honours as you did. Lord Tywin Lannister covered him in gold and knighted him to reward him for his exploits and his unfailing loyalty.
For his unspeakable brutality, you mean to say? I had the opportunity to behold his work again in the square. Such a wild beast should not be left to roam free, much less granted a command. It is an invitation to disaster.
Have a care, my friend. Sir Valar has become an important member of the court. He is a faithful supporter of Queen Cersei's, and he could cause you great harm if you were to make him an enemy. I strongly recommend that you avoid making such remarks in public.
Valar is not only my old squire, he is also my half-brother. He may very well be as poisonous as an asp, but he cannot silence me. Not today, not ever.
I hope for your sake that you know what you're doing, my friend. Now, I'm afraid that I must beg your leave. Please excuse me. I'm afraid that my little birds are always chirping and demanding my attention. Make the most of your stay with Chathia. I hope to see you again soon.
Вот нас встретил Варис, паук, один из основных персонажей телесериала. Далее Алистер Сарвик в поисках брата попадает в неприятности, и его заточают в крепость Мейгора. Это тюрьма под Красным замком. Но благодаря стараниям Вариса Алистер выбирается из камеры и идет прямиком в тронный зал королеве.
I am Alistair Sarwick, loyal servant to the crown. I wish to have an audience with Queen Cersei.
The Queen only receives petitioners when holding court. Why don't you explain how you got into the throne room instead? Guards, seize him!
Just a moment, Sir Celtigar. Bring me that man.
My thanks for granting me an audience, Your Grace. I am Alistair Sarwick of Riverspring, bannerman to House Lannister.
Yes, that name conjures something. You're the man who was arrested for murdering the Gold Cloaks. What I don't know, on the other hand, is how you managed to barge straight into the heart of the Red Keep. Explain to me, then, how you were able to evade the palace guards.
If I may be so bold, means matter little to one such as myself. What truly counts are the ends. I could have left this keep without looking back, but I would rather offer my talents to the crown.
You may rise, sir. You have my full attention.
Many thanks, Your Grace.
Despite your goodwill, know that you are taking terrible risks. If I must take you into my service, I would first be certain of your absolute loyalty. How did a prisoner such as yourself come all the way up from the dungeons?
I am sorry, but I came to you above all to speak of the future of House Sarwick, of which I am the one and only legitimate heir. I learned that my half-brother, Valar, received your Grace's approval to wed my sister and seize my stronghold.
It was indeed the Crown's decision.
It is my duty to plead my case. This marriage would irreparably dishonor our house.
You stand before me, after escaping from our dungeons, your hands soiled with our loyal protector's blood, and you dare to question the Crown's decisions.
As I told you, I am Alistair Sarwick, son of the late Lord Reynold and heir to Riverspring. I have returned home to reclaim my lands by virtue of my lawful birthright.
No doubt. You are well and truly the Sarwick heir, at least insofar as your eloquence is concerned. But on the subject of loyalty, you are accused of the murders of several men of the City Watch. Such a criminal does not deserve so noble an inheritance. You no doubt agree?
I am no criminal, Your Grace. I was imprisoned due to an unfortunate series of circumstances, and I have come to clear my name.
We shall see. Tell me rather what gives you the right to question the marriage arrangement we have made between the valiant Sir Valar and your sister.
Because he is bastard-born, Your Grace. Not only would it be a poor alliance, but our father's blood runs in his veins. I cannot accept such an improper marriage.
Let me remind you that Sir Valar was knighted by my own father, Lord Tywin Lannister. That alone should convince you of his merit as future Lord of River Spring. And if I'm not mistaken, your brother Garwin is accused of killing your father, is he not? When your sister came to see me, I saw no other choice. Sir Valar grew up at River Spring in the heart of the castle itself. He was the one capable of ensuring the protection of these lands, as well as that of your sisters.
With your permission, my lady, I have returned, and as the firstborn son of my house, it is up to me to decide what happens to my family. No doubt my long absence has left me but a distant memory to many here, but I am still my father's lawful heir.
Why do you not submit your grievance to the king when he is holding court? I'm certain that your request will be granted.
River Spring is under the rule of House Lannister. In any decision regarding its future, the king will defer to you, to your father. I decided to come straight to you, in order to avoid wasting time.
Very astute, my lord. But you will understand that, however generous she may be, a queen may not act strictly out of charity. There are important tasks which must be carried out with the utmost discretion and efficiency. Would you be ready to undertake such a task for your queen?
My loyalty to my queen has never wavered. Tell me what you wish of me, and I will not disappoint.
Very well, Sir Alistair. Your request has been heard. Serve me well, and I will make certain that River Spring is returned to you. Disappoint me, and you will allow the King's justice to follow its course in your regard.
That will not happen.
I am delighted to hear that. We have it from reliable sources that enemies of the crown are running unchecked in King's Landing, and I want their heads. And since it appears that you and Sir Valar have the same objective, it is my wish that you carry out this mission together. And why not use this opportunity to find out who is more dedicated, you or your half-brother?
I would do anything to serve your grace, but please accept my humble request.
Is your survival not enough for you, sir?
I hardly dare make this request, your grace, but honor compels me. Your grace, I wish to avenge my father's death single-handedly. No one is more capable than I of finding and punishing my brother, Gawain Sarek.
I see. It is an enormous boon that you ask of me. Very well. To prove my faith in your abilities, I will lift the reward on your brother's head. The watch will leave him in peace. For the moment.
I praise your grace's generosity.
For now, go and await me in the antechamber. There are matters I must discuss in private with Sir Valar. We will speak again shortly. Ah, my brave knights have returned.
Your Grace, the mission you gave me has been accomplished. Furthermore, here are the documents that you asked for.
Perfect. I know that you managed to cooperate finally. Let me see that. So that wretch is in the north. Good. Now, let us speak of you, sirs. I have had news of your hunt's progress. Your escapades throughout the city are already a source of much talk. I would have appreciated a bit more discretion.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I would have done better to control my partner's excesses.
I see. I expected more leadership from you, sir. The good people of this court already have very little sympathy for you. It would be best for your future if the situation did not deteriorate any further. But after all, this commotion revealed our enemies, did it not? Without that, I imagine that you would not have found out about this mother hen. On that subject, I heard tell that Lord Alistair insisted on resolving matters peacefully at the Potters. Is this true?
Indeed. A massacre would have been useless. I deemed that we could arrive at our ends without killing innocents.
I appreciate your frankness, but those Potters sheltered our enemy's accomplice. They were guilty of treason, even if indirectly. I would have liked for them to pay the price. Really, I imagine it would have been better to spare them, if only to avoid drawing too much attention to this whole affair. What matters is that our enemies have been destroyed for good.
Consider it done, Your Grace. The mother hen, whose true name is Godric Donnelly, will cause you no more problems.
On the other hand, you must know that the man served the hand of the king himself. If he hears of this, his reaction may be detrimental to your cause.
Do not worry, my good fellow. Lord John Arryn will learn nothing of the kind. The hand of the king is dead. I heard of it just a moment ago.
What happened?
He was struck down by illness. His intrigues and power died with him.
I see.
And concerning River Spring, Your Grace, have you made your decision?
Not yet, sir. Your collaboration is not yet finished.
Your Grace, I had thought to fulfill my contract by eliminating the enemies of the crown.
You thought wrongly, Sir Alistair. In light of the letter you brought to me, there still remains one person for you to find. The documents that you've brought me will enable us to continue our search for the young girl that you allowed to escape, Sir Valar. This information leads me to believe that she was sent north, somewhere close to Castle Black. Her name is Jane Greystone. I want you to return her to King's Landing, dead or alive. Use whatever means you like. I care not. It is now up to you to prove how determined you are to become the future master of River Spring. Come back to me once you have taken care of the young girl. Not before. You may go.
Unfortunately for you, Alistair, one of my men has already left for the war. That is a race you will not win.
Итак, вот Алистер Сарвик вместе с Валааром и его отрядом. Отряд Валаара называется «Кровожадные». Выполнили задание Серсеи. Они убили так называемого наседку. Наседка – это политический противник королевы Серсеи.
I presume that you are John Arryn's men. The Lord Commander spoke to me about you.
Indeed, I am the Knight Godric Donnelly. This is my Lieutenant, Jared. And you must be Sir Mors Weston.
Indeed.
John Arryn described you as one of the true heroes of the Battle of Stag's Mount. It is an honor to make your acquaintance.
I knew someone named Mors Westford at one time during the Baratheon Rebellion. The real son of a bitch who I hold directly responsible for the death of my brother. I wouldn't have expected to find him at the wall.
Hold your tongue, Jared. We're in Night's Watch territory here. Whatever our past quarrels, we're on a mission here. Please excuse this interruption, Sir Westford. If you have read the letter, you must already know our reason for being here.
Indeed. I heard that John Arryn had fallen ill recently. How does he fare?
It has been some time since we left King's Landing to come north to the Wall. No news has reached our ears since then. Nonetheless, knowing the Lord of the Eyrie, it is probably nothing. He has an iron constitution. Everyone knows that.
I just hope that he has not aged too much. Very well. I believe I know where the girl is. The one John Arryn speaks of in his letter.
Perfect. I knew we could count on you. Lord Arryn only gives his trust to men of great worth. Then tell me, sir, where is she?
What do you plan on doing when you have found her?
She must be protected. I am sorry, but I'm under strict orders. I cannot speak of our destination.
As long as you take her far from here, Castle Black is not exactly an ideal place for a young maid. According to the information given in the letter, there is no doubt about where the girl is. She is hiding in Molestown.
In Molestown? The village we passed along the King's Road?
Yes. To protect themselves from the constant cold outside, the inhabitants have built an underground passage. I will lead us there. We will no doubt find her there. Strangers are seldom seen in these parts. We'll ask the villagers about her.
Very well. Let us get on our way.
Hold on. I've just received a raven with a message from King's Landing. Dark wings. Dark words.
What is it?
Let's go outside, Morse. I don't wish to speak of this in the common hall.
What's going on, Joa?
Very well. The king's hand, John Arryn, is dead.
Прошло столько лет, а я все еще чувствую себя чужой, когда прихожу сюда.
У тебя 5 детей северян. Ты не чужая.
Согласны ли с этим древние боги?
Твои боги со всеми законами.
Мне так жаль, любовь моя.
Говори.
Из Королевской гавани прилетел ворон. Джон Аррен умер. Его унесла лихорадка. Я знаю, что он заменил тебе отца.
А твоя сестра, мальчик?
Они оба здоровы. Слава богам. Ворон принес и другую весть. Король едет в Винтерфелл. С королевой и всей свитой.
Раз он едет так далеко на север, ему нужно только одно.
Ты всегда можешь отказаться, Нед.
So, just like that, John Arryn was dead.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid it's true. The royal seal and the missive was still unbroken when the Raven arrived.
That would mean that he passed shortly after I left King's Landing. I will pray to the Seven that his soul receives the welcome it deserves. He was a great man.
In his letter, he mentioned being wary of those around him. He feared for his life and talked about enemies of the realm who were preparing to strike. A troubling coincidence. I'll wager it has something to do with the girl.
Who knows? In any case, he must have thought her very important.
Do you still hope to carry out your mission, Sir Donnelly?
Yes, I shall not betray my lord's last wish. I must finish carrying out his orders and find a safe place for the girl. Now that we have an idea of where she is, there is no need to trouble you any longer.
You underestimate the Molestown tunnels. They're quite a labyrinth for newcomers. You need my expertise.
I would also prefer one of us to accompany you. I'd rather know what's going on in the gift.
Very well. I have a host of men waiting south of Castle Black on the way towards Molestown. I hope to meet with them and gather any news before proceeding. Jared, my lieutenant, will have warned my men of our arrival.
I'm counting on you, Morse. Report to me when you've finished your mission.
We'll leave immediately. I just need to make sure of one last thing.
As you wish, sir.
Theomar! Dick! Lion! I shall accompany Sir Donnelly to Molestown. His camp is close by. I am counting on you to get there as soon as possible. You must ensure that peace is maintained in the gift.
Very well, Morse.
Let us ride, sir. It's a long way to Molestown.
I'm right behind you.
Дальше в действие вступает Морс Вестфорд. Он будет следовать указаниям в письме от Джона Аррена, будет искать эту девушку. Эти люди, которые прибыли под знаменем дома Арренов, являются лжецами. Вскоре Морс с ними расправится. С девушкой они направятся на юг. Там Морс Вестфорд попытается ее укрыть, и его пути пересекутся с Алистером Сарвиком в доме Харвуд.
Boys, we were expecting you. I see you've found what you're looking for. Isn't Sir Godred with you?
No, Joe. That vermin tried to kill me. He's an imposter.
What? Tell me. I need to know everything.
Yes, and without Patrick's help, we might not have made it back alive.
This man was carrying a letter signed by John Arryn himself. If we find out that he does indeed serve the king's hand,
I believe the girl. John Arryn would never have allowed his men to attack a sworn brother.
I hope you speak the truth, Lord. You said the imposter took flight. Do you know where he's gone?
He managed to cover his tracks, but I don't believe that he left the area.
Alistair, were you able to discover anything?
I know what happened. The murderers in the sewers were targeting a boy by the name of Cedric Rivers. His last name leaves no room for doubt. He's a bastard child, just like those the Queen is hunting down. But the assassins also killed whoever else was in the hideout at that time. That's how Gawain fell victim to them.
How can something this dreadful have been allowed to happen?
Valar murdered my brother.
You believe your half-brother murdered Gawain? But Sir Desmond seems to suspect the bandits living in the sewers.
He is correct. However, the bandits were just pawns, and I have the proof right here. Valar is behind it all. This letter explains everything. It is he who ordered the assassination. He signed it with his own hand.
I do not understand. Why would he do such a thing?
Reading between the lines of this letter, it appears that he acted on behalf of the Queen. Look at what's written here. See that you do not leave any witness. He must have known that Gawain would be with Cedric. Valar was trying to capture my brother after all. This was an ideal opportunity for him. He didn't leave him any chance of clearing his name.
You believe he acted out of revenge?
Obviously. He wants to wipe out the Sarwiks and take control of Riverspray. Valar used this opportunity to get rid of him. One less obstacle in the way of his conquest. He is now assured that he will become head of House Sarwik, being both my sister's husband and my father's only descendant.
What are you planning to do?
Gawain was my brother. I can't just let that bastard Valar destroy my family. He will pay with his blood. I'll never let that wretch take the ancestral lands of House Sarwik. I already have this letter which proves his involvement in the sewer murders. I have to find out what it is that links these murders and expose Valar's treachery. Once the people learn of his treachery, the Queen will have no choice but to sever her ties with him.
You are right. The answer probably lies with the bastards that the Queen is hunting down.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, if you think about it, isn't that what all these murders have in common? All the victims were bastards. In fact, you helped track one of them down yourself, didn't you?
This bastard child was related to an enemy of the Queen. Both are dead, on her orders.
Indeed. But I think that the hounding of the bastards hides more than a simple plot. After all, why did she have to call on you? If these targets really were enemies of the crown, why didn't she send the gold cloaks?
Indeed. She chose an inconspicuous method every time.
The Queen does not wish for this matter to be made public.
These bastards are not chosen at random. Valar himself is one, but he's not worried. So there must be some other link between them. But what? I can't put my finger on it.
I might have a lead on this matter. One of my contacts at court passed a letter on to me. It's from Lord John Arryn himself, the King's hand. He sent it to the Red Keep sometime before his death. It was meant for Grand Maester Pycelle, who sits on the Royal Council.
I knew the Lord of the Eyrie well. We were acquainted at the Battle of Stag's Mount.
He was a worthy man. His death has deeply saddened me. But in the light of the information contained in this letter, I fear that his death is far from natural.
What do you mean? What does this letter speak of?
Well, John Arryn asked the Grand Maester to consult a book on the lineages of the Seven Kingdoms. And this came after he was seen in the company of Stannis Baratheon, visiting various dens of ill repute. It caused quite a stir. If you're unfamiliar with these two men, they have long established reputations of unfailing virtue. Normally, neither of them would ever frequent that kind of establishment. After a little investigating, I learned that the Hand had visited half a dozen bastards that day, one of whom was the potter that you and Sir Valar killed.
You think that because he was walking about town and consulting some tome on lineage, that someone had the hand of the king assassinated?
Think about it. If John Arryn discovered something about those bastards that someone powerful didn't want him to know, I have a feeling that this book on lineages holds the key to this mystery. And I've sent word to a man capable of shedding light on all of that for us. He's a Maester of the Citadel called Rupert. He's also an expert in ancient texts, and it just so happens that he has worked on the book. I do not know him personally, but he has agreed to meet with us. He was asked to bring a copy of the tomb.
Why call on this Maester Rupert?
Grand Maester Pycelle is the Queen's loyal servant. It would be highly inadvisable to contact him directly. However, there is still one concern to settle: the payment.
How much is he asking for?
That's the problem. He does not seek money. If he did, this matter would already be settled. He wants a particular settlement, but he refuses to explain himself in writing. He would rather discuss this in private.
Fine. I will meet with him. Where can I find him?
The meeting has been arranged near an illegal arena, hidden in the sewers. I sincerely hope he will give us the help we need. I've already taken the liberty of sending Sir Desmond there, as he knows these parts well. He will be able to come to your aid if something goes wrong.
Thank you, Lord Hall.
Далее Алистер Сарвик будет выполнять задание лорда Арвуда Харлтона. Этот лорд занимает ключевое место в этой игре. Надо будет Алистеру Сарвику достать книгу, и достать книгу путем поединка в бойцовой яме, которая находится в подземельях Королевской гавани.
Sir Alistair, Desmond was just telling me of your adventures. Congratulations on your victory.
Would that I didn't have to fight, but at least we have the book.
Get the book out. We must start our research without delay. I don't understand. What could John Arryn have possibly found in this book?
Indeed, I also cannot see what secret this book could hold. Wait, go back.
What did you see?
Maybe I'm mistaken, but the bastard that I hunted down with Valar, he had dark hair and blue eyes. When I talked to the city watchguards after the sewer murders, they told me that the victim, Cedric, was also dark-haired. All births from the marriages between Baratheons and Lannisters have this in common. Raven hair prevails over golden. Of course. Now I know what John Arryn discovered. Children.
What are you talking about?
We have been researching the bastard line when we should be looking at the legitimate children. Cersei is a Lannister and Robert is a Baratheon. Their children should have dark hair and blue eyes, as is written in the book. It has always been so. And yet, they are blonde. The royal children are illegitimate. This is what John Arryn discovered.
By the Seven! But then, the bastards that the damn Queen is hunting down.
They are the only true descendants of King Robert Baratheon. That's why the Queen wants them dead. Her law's light. The Queen even involved me in this treachery.
She didn't hesitate to execute the bastard children of that fool Robert, to keep his adultery a secret. Everything she does so to serve herself. Her people might well die, and on her orders too, if she deemed it necessary.
And Valar being her little pet only makes matters worse. This news makes the race to control River Spring even more dire. The future of my people is at stake, and the only reason Valar desires the lands are power and vengeance.
No doubt Cersei finds watching her catspaw groom himself in her image an amusing distraction. It's time we did something. If not, your lands, and perhaps the realm, may never recover from this.
Indeed. Changes will have to come. I cannot allow River Spring to flounder on such grounds.
It seems that we are in agreement. Listen, Sir Alistair, I think it's time I confided in you. As you know, my friend, the usurper, claimed the Iron Throne just after your departure, 15 years ago. From that moment on, he never gave a second thought to the people. The Queen took advantage of this and ended up assuming the real power through her numerous schemes. Your father and I quickly realized that no good could come of this monarchy. Nothing like this would ever have happened during the times of the Targaryen rule. Under their aegis, the kingdom was more prosperous, untroubled, and governed in a much fairer way than with Robert Baratheon and his damned Queen Lannister.
The Targaryen dynasty did reign for almost 300 years, but disappeared, along with the whole bloodline 15 years ago.
You are mistaken. The bloodline has not yet come to end. There still remain heirs in the north as well as the east. It would be 1,000 times better if they took the reins of the kingdom. Your father and I were convinced of it. And in time, we came to understand that we weren't the only ones disappointed in the usurper. Many others were of the same opinion. Lords, as well as ordinary men. Gradually, we became a group and realized that by joining forces, we could perhaps bring about change. Our cause continued to spread. Our plans had time to evolve, and today, this group has become a true brotherhood, both powerful and ubiquitous. Sir Alistair, I wish for you to join the brotherhood. We share the same goals. Together, we will avenge the death of your brother. Together, we may be able to save River Spring by bringing back the Targaryen.
Your cause is just. I accept. I'll join your ranks.
I'm glad to have your understanding. When those in power are corrupt, rebellion is no longer a right. It is a duty. Your father and I have been striving towards this for a long time. It's been an age that we've sought to breach, to bring this power to its knees.
What is your plan?
We'll start with what we've discovered today, and use it to destroy Valar, as well as the Queen's influence. Once the King learns of their conspiring, he will have them executed. This will be the first step in our overthrowing him. His actions will spark a revolt. If the revolt catches on, we'll take this opportunity to rally the people and the various lords of the Seven Kingdoms. While they kill each other, we'll be building strength.
Very well. So let us send ravens throughout the kingdom to spread the news.
Let us not be too hasty, my friend. The Queen has powerful allies. This attack needs to be decisive. If we show our hand too soon, the game will be lost forever. Besides, our goal is not to create anarchy. I still need time to arrange the succession to the throne. In the meantime, let us gather all the evidence we can find to ensure the widest support possible. What we have now is gilt-edged information, but it lacks the substance it needs to really drive the point home at the moment of revelation.
Where else do you think we can find further evidence?
Your father and I always believed that the best way to manipulate the situation was to sow discord among the royal couple. Today's discovery is the result of all our hard work. Your father compiled a list detailing all of Valar's abuses of power on behalf of the Queen. He believed that driving a wedge between her and the king was ripe for exploiting.
Father always understood the true nature of Valar.
Reinhard sent me a letter revealing some important findings. He wished to speak to me in person, but he died before he got the chance. I think he wanted me to know about his findings, and that they are still somewhere in River Spring. You'll recognize the documents I speak of by the Targaryen dragon inscribed along the bottom of each page. They will no doubt be encrypted. The Brotherhood uses its own language in case our documents fall into the wrong hands.
That's good to know.
I must leave the task of finding it up to you. Valar is after a woman who is of great importance to the Brotherhood. I've made the necessary arrangements regarding this matter, and I need to return to Castlewood in order to manage this operation. My stay at King's Landing lasted longer than expected.
I was charged with accompanying him on his search, but this mission was organized in secret. How did you find out about it?
Our Brotherhood is well connected, Sir Alistair. One of my spies has infiltrated his gang and regularly keeps me informed. What's more, the letter that Valar wrote to the commander of the City Watch confirms what my sources tell me.
Very well. We'll meet again at Castlewood once I get hold of my father's findings. Good luck, my lord.
I wish you luck too, my friend. And don't forget, those documents are of the utmost importance.
А где Ария? Санса, где твоя сестра?
Эй! Ты почему в таком виде? Иди.
Подвинься.
Светлейший. Ты растолстел.